It's Tuesday. Welcome back
to the Inside Scoop with us.
with your favorite.
Okay. We're not meant to be composers. We're only meant to be singers.
Yeah, you were not gonna write the jingles on the spot. It's like from Full House, right? Jesse didn't he write jingles?
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah, you're right. He totally did. I feel like
He had his little keyboard. And he'd be like,
jingles like are a really smart way of marketing because I mean, like what's a jingle that you still remember? I feel like there was definitely a period of time where jingles were everything.
There's the
Call 1-800-STEAMER. It's Stanley Steamer gets carpet cleaner.
Yeah, that one.
Stanley Steamer, you did a great job with your marketing. Whoever was on your marketing
What's
team.
the one that's like 800 588
300 and 5 today?
I don't even think that was that old.
That's pretty fresh.
Yeah.
What about was there like a food one? I'm trying to think. Probably.
What's the Big Mac with the sesame seed bun? I don't remember that one, but lettuce, cheese, and whatever. And
yeah,
seed
you're
bun.
right.
Anyway,
Wow, it's like weird the numbers or called JG Wentworth 877 cash now.
oh my gosh, that one. If you need an annuity, or I have an annuity and I need cash now. When I was like, I remember that one when I was a kid. I was like, what's an annuity? Like, I don't even know. But
I know we know the words that they're saying. I have no idea what this means. Wow. Okay. Yeah. You guys can submit your official jingle entries. Winner. Gets to visit us in New York. On your own dime.
Yeah, I was like, hold up. What are we giving
Come
out
to New
here?
York and we'll show you all the places to go.
Yes,
How
our
about that?
full giant coffee.
You can
shop
have
list.
a twin date with us.
We'll meet you up for some coffee. But welcome back. We're in New York this week.
Yes.
Just
change it up a little
change of
bit.
scenery.
It had been a while since I'd come to New York too, and I'm like, okay, I need my spots. Like I gotta hit, Levain cookies. So every time I come to Sarah, I'm like, okay, I go to the fruit cart vendors because
know,
it's
she
like
loves the
$1
fruit-
for a little
the
pint
fruit
of fruit.
guys.
So I stock up, get my cookies, and yeah, obviously, I guess see Sarah.
On a side note, I guess.
I'm
whatever.
like, oh right, okay, I can see you at the same time.
Starting to pull out the fall things. We got a little pumpkin.
I know Sarah always has the cutest little throw pillows too.
I'm just gonna hang out with the pillow while we do the episode.
That's a smart idea.
keep it on
we
my
also,
lap.
I realized our water bottles aren't the same, but they aren't matching. Sarah's got her Stanley. I've got my Fellow. Love my
Both
Fellow
are great.
mugs.
I know I've been so thirsty today. It's kind of hot back in New York today. Like it's a little second wave of like warmth.
My
but-
walk from the subway to Sarah's, I'm in a really light dress, and I'm like, oh my
yeah,
God.
the sun is beating down.
Like,
we're a little
really, really
glistening.
hot, so-
it's all good. But
second summer,
yeah,
I guess.
yeah,
But yeah, would you want to start with ins and outs?
yeah. My easy one. One of my really good friends is getting married next week. Or I guess it's like this upcoming Saturday.
Oh my God, that is this.
Yeah,
next week.
Yeah, and she's so great. I'm like, they're so cute, and I'm just like, I'm so excited. I'm just ready to dance and like party,
eat some good
celebrate.
food,
Yeah, she's Italian, so like they're having really good food.
She's a foodie. Yeah. I also was invited to the wedding, so we'll get to party up together.
Twin parties, always a good time.
I haven't been to a wedding in a long time.
Me neither. I was thinking that.
Like,
I was trying to think what my last wedding was.
We're kind of like, I don't want to say like we're past wedding phase, but like we are. It's more like I'm having kids phase.
Yeah, like it's baby shower,
baby shower phase. So yeah, this will be super fun. That's a great in.
Have you been seeing like there's some people who are like having their weddings for themselves, like they married themselves because they're like
No, I feel like I've heard of people doing that.
maybe
But
I think I saw something online like before we were doing the podcast, and I was like, what is this? But I don't know if it's actually common or if it's just like this one story that keeps like recirculating.
Was it not on Sex and the City? Doesn't Carrie do something like that? Is it?
I don't
like
think
she
it was
goes to-
Carrie. Maybe it was someone else.
Something like that.
Could be.
I'm not against it.
I'm not against
It's
it.
kind of a nice idea. If you're like, I just want to celebrate me.
It's all about.
But then probably next month you're going to find your person and
then you'll be like, can you just give me gifts again? Can
I actually do the wedding
no.
again?
No.
I think my in is going to be Paris.
Paris holds the key to your heart.
Who can name
We'll
what that's
be
from?
there next week. We can't wait. I know.
We'll be there next week. We'll play the part.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, of little Parisiennes, right?
Yeah. Well, hey, okay. The last time we were there, someone like came and like, excusez-moi, like something. We're like, sorry, we're not from here. But we're like, they thought for a second.
Anglais, s'il vous plaît.
They thought for a second.
They thought we were Parisian, and we were just like, that's the best compliment.
To be fair, we were dressed. We thought we were dressed very cutely, and we were sharing some like chocolate mousse on like a church step. So we were very much just like in the scenery, right? Like two girls sharing chocolate mousse on a church step.
We had like no big bags.
No, we didn't have any like cameras out. We were just so we were like, oh my gosh, they thought we were Parisian.
We've made it. But so Sarah and I think we talked about this maybe a couple episodes back too, but like we've kind of made it like our regular girls trip is to go to Paris. We got some like super cheap tickets.
Now it's regular because Leah kept saying, oh, we always go to Paris in the fall. I was like, no, we've gone like a couple of times in the fall.
And I'm like, but that means we basically always go.
And now she's like planted the seed in my brain. And so yeah, okay, sure. We go to Paris in the fall.
We go to Paris in every fall.
When the tickets are cheap, that's when we go.
So we're going for like 6 days.
It'll be nice, like not too long. You don't feel like, oh my gosh, I have so much to catch up on when you get back. Like it's not like a huge.
I was looking at the weather.
What's gonna be?
It's like 80s right now.
Oh geez, that's
and
hot.
then look at this.
Wait, but that's not when we're here.
I know.
Oh gosh.
So we barely. It's like a whole week of like monsoon rain and cold.
But that's very Parisian for like this time of year.
But then
just
when
bring
we
your
get
umbrella.
there, 68 and like cloudy.
That's still kind of warm because I feel like it was.
Usually when we're there, it's like 60.
Yeah. Like there were a couple times when we were there before where it was like 40 in the morning, and we were like, oh my gosh, I'm cold. I don't know what to bring. I'll have to wait a little closer to the date. Like it's hard to plan, but we're very excited. Again, like Leah and I, when we travel, it's really just when people are like, what do you do? We're like, we just walk and eat.
And they're like, what?
And it's not like expensive. Like when like Leah and I have been searching all over TikTok, like cheap. What do they call it? Like
it's not even cheap. We just want like local, like uncomplicated,
because
but good.
Because like 9 times out of 10 in Europe, like people are going out to eat, but they're not spending like $80 on a meal. I don't do that myself.
Think about it on your average week. Like you might go to your favorite bar around the corner, get a drink. You might go to your favorite breakfast spot, but like on an average week, unless you're doing like a nice, like kind of fancy date night or a special celebration, like you're eating kind of a normal price thing.
Yeah, like I would say most people at least. Like,
I always like to say when I travel, when Sarah and I travel especially, we want to feel like we're just dropped in to the city of our choice and like we live there for the week, for the month, whatever long. Like we just want to live.
Yeah, we just want to like blend in
as if we lived there all the time.
We're not trying to like.
We don't want to hit every single tourist spot. We don't want to.
Yeah, like we'll pick a couple but we've been to Paris a few times, so it's not like our checklist of like Eiffel Tower. Like okay, we've done that.
But like this last week, Colin and I went to Pittsburgh too, and we were kind of like, that's exactly what we kept saying, was like we just wanted to get dropped into Pittsburgh. We walked to like a cute cafe in the morning, like did the crossword, came back, like we walked around the city. We were just like, we don't really need like fancy stuff.
Yeah,
we just want to feel like we live there. So same thing with Paris. And that gives you the best, I feel like, sense of like that not that you own the city, but it's just like the little indulgences. Like, should I get a croissant or like should I? But they have good prices on stuff like for lunch, because that's when a lot of like Persians have their big meal of the day, like in the middle of the day. Follow life in the way that people live their lifestyle there.
Yeah,
like when we're in Spain, it's like, okay, we're gonna eat around the schedule that people eat.
Yeah, so we just like to kind of blend in, like, but we're not fancy travelers.
See where the locals go.
Like we're very middle of the road, like maybe one nice meal, but we're not going to break the bank the whole time we're here.
Yeah.
Or else it's going to be longer until we can travel again.
We like to walk a lot everywhere we go.
Yeah.
Do some window shopping.
Just walk everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
We're not.
A lot of exploring, a lot of good food, a lot of just talking and like looking around us. I mean, people are like, so did you go to like this museum? We're like, no. What about here? No. Like, did you go to the top of the Eiffel Tower? We're like, no.
Well, but the thing is, we've done that before.
But that's what I'm saying, is also a luxury of like having gone somewhere multiple times.
Yeah.
Is that you like, okay, the first time you go, you hit some of the main spots, and then you're like, okay, No, I can just live here.
Like we'll see a couple things once, like pick a couple, because we think the best thing is just walking around and like looking at the fashion, eating. Yeah, so we're very like chill when it comes to traveling, but we
like
love to travel.
Drawing out like a meal.
Yeah, I mean, especially girl meals, it's easy to do that. But
you anyway, just sit and have a glass of wine on the terrace.
On the terrace, but we're just so excited.
So that's my obvious in.
Yeah.
Paris.
And that being said, we'll be sharing all on our stories, and on our feed on 2 Scoops of Style. So if you want to have a little dose of Paris this next week, we're it's the next week. Check stories. Not this week, but next week.
We like leave on Sunday.
Yeah. We can't
so
wait.
Excited. So that's my in, obviously. Outs?
My turn.
Or should I do my out? Sorry, I feel like a couple times ago I jumped the outs and then I
whatever you want. I've got my out.
Okay, do yours.
Nobody judge, but this morning I was out and about feeling all cute.
Did someone sneeze into their hand again?
No.
That still haunts me. That
he
story.
blew his nose into his hand.
That's what I mean. That still haunts me.
Oh my God. No. So I was out and about feeling cute, did my morning, came back, realized I'd had my underwear on inside out all morning. And I say every time that happens, like it's happened a few times, and every time I'm like, been walking around all day with my underwear inside out.
I mean, I guess when you think about it, it's like close fitting. Like it's hard to tell. It's like when you have your leggings on inside out. Like
I know, but it like throws you off your.
Yeah, you're like I'm off my game.
I was like, really. So then
I feel like that has to be. Isn't that like a snow day thing with the like put a spoon under your pillow, wear your underwear inside out?
Is it? I thought it was wear your pajamas inside out.
I thought it was underwear.
maybe it is.
Oh well, if it snows tomorrow, we'll know it works.
It snows tomorrow. Oh yeah, I was like, okay, we gotta fix this.
Like, okay, reboot.
Oh, grab a fresh pair from the drawer and start all over again.
You don't need a fresh pair, you just turn them backside in.
I don't want to do that.
Come on, that's like economic.
We need clean surfaces.
I'm going full on bro logic with this one.
Just flip it inside out.
Fresh pair. It better not snow tomorrow, Sarah.
What's your out?
Okay, my out is scrambled eggs. Scrambled eggs.
What?
Because I've said this so many times
I thought
on
you
this
loved scrambled
podcast.
eggs.
I do until my I get these hyperfixation meals, and I honestly love looking up on like TikTok like hyperfixation meals because it's like always something simple.
Yeah.
And usually easy to have like on a daily basis. So I think literally anytime I've been home for the past 3 months, I've had like 2 scrambled eggs with little feta cheese, sourdough, and these like little mini like sausage things for breakfast.
Okay.
/ lunch.
Sounds good.
And love it. And then all of a sudden it's just like, ugh. No,
you just had it too much.
Don't put a scrambled egg near me. I could do like a different like eggs in a different form, but for some reason that sort of like squishy texture.
Scrambled eggs
like
are not my favorite in the first
scrambled
place.
egg. Yeah, I can't do it. Like when in Pittsburgh, Colin and I got breakfast sandwiches, but I was like, over easy, please. Like and Colin's like, oh, you don't want scrambled? I'm like, no, definitely not.
How do you do over easy in a sandwich?
It's it's just like the yolk. Right?
Oh, I guess I was thinking like a wrap for some reason.
Oh,
yeah.
I bit into it and the yolk like burst all over my hand and I was like,
yeah.
It looked like I was bleeding, but like yellow blood. I was like,
you're like, oh man.
But yeah, scrambled eggs.
Okay.
I've also gotten really into making like the Japanese eggs, like the boiled ones that have like the soft center.
like the soy eggs.
Yeah. As kind of like an alternate. And those are easy because you just batch a bunch. Like they kind of like steep in the soy sauce and stuff. And then I just have one with, kind of the same thing.
Oh my gosh, those are delicious.
This week is our scroll talk.
Scroll talk.
Scroll. I was like, there was no z in scroll, but it feels right. Scroll.
Oh my gosh, you need to stop.
Okay,
too much. Keep moving on.
To the serious matter at hand. This week's scroll talk is the Great British Bake Off.
What is it?
What's the official
Is
title?
it the Great British Baking Show? The Great British Bake Off.
or is it what I say like the British Baking Show?
Great British Baking Show. I think there's one. I think
there's definitely an official like
it's a different. I think the British name is different than the Netflix name. Like maybe potentially.
Is that for her? Okay,
I don't know.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, we were gonna talk about The Summer I Turned Pretty, but
I have been saving the last episode because this week has been insane. So I'm waiting to watch it tomorrow as like my reward. So I can't.
Like a reward.
I've literally been like
all over
covering
the
my
place.
eyes and like cracking my eyelids open whenever I go on social media because I
like,
don't want any spoilers.
I don't want to see. But I thought you read the book, so I thought you would already know.
No, I haven't read any of the books. So it says The Great British Bake Off.
Okay. All right. We will address it by that name.
Bake
then.
Off. Though something else says The Great British Baking Show. The Great British Bake Off is a British television baking competition. So let's go with that.
What does it say on the Netflix site? The Great British Baking Show. Okay.
Okay.
That's what we're calling it.
The Great British Baking
But
Show.
we were thinking
Don't come
about,
as if this is wrong.
So like we've been seeing, obviously like the new season is out. It's like a couple episodes in at this point.
Have you been watching? You've been up to date with it so
have
far?
to catch up with the latest one.
I think I just have one. Yeah, the most recent two.
But it's a very interesting show that like there are so many food shows, right? Like tons, barbecue off, cake, blah, 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 blah. Like so many food shows. But why every year the Great British Baking Show, like I feel like it's just like, oh my gosh, it's back. And it's like a standout. And I personally, so we were like, why is that? Like, why is...
Yeah, as opposed to like everything else where you're like, oh yeah, I'm sure that's on.
Or you're like, oh yeah, there's another episode of Chopped or whatever, which we also love Chopped. But why is the Great British Baking Show like so cult following? And I think it's because it's so happy.
It's like so wholesome.
It's so wholesome and happy, and like someone leaves and they're like, let's have a hug, shall we? And everybody just like cuddles up and they're like, way to go, Tom, you're so good, Tom.
I will be missing Marvin. He was such a wonderful,
like they're so nice to each other. And I think it's just like
we don't have TV like that.
We're like, they're not trying to bash each other.
Yeah, like I feel like especially like American, or we'll call it like reality TV, right? Because I mean, does British Bake? I guess it's not reality. It's like competition. But even competition ones is like people are like, we're in it because we want to like hear people trash talk other people. We want the drama.
Yeah, there's like no drama. And I mean, like sometimes it's like, oh, is their cake going to topple over or whatever?
But it's never personal. It's never like this person doesn't like Jeanette and Jeanette is,
But they'll help each other too. Like they're like, here, I'll help you frost the last second. Like they're so nice.
Well, they'll be like, do I have to boil this? And someone will be like, yes.
Yeah. Like people be nice. And I feel like it's because like people want something that's just like a happy bubble. Like personally, like when I go home, I don't want to watch TV that's like about death and like tons of like drama and or like crime. Like I just want a little happy bubble of TV. And so I feel like
it's like an hour of pure joy.
Oh my gosh.
And I had a group of friends that we would like synchronize like different hosting of the episodes, and every week it'd be like, okay, it's cookie week. You have to bring cookies, like your own cookie recipe, or be like, it's bread week, and it's like, okay, bring a loaf of bread or like make one or something. And it was so cute. So much fun. It was just like, it's just so wholesome. And it makes you feel good.
That. I think we just need that. We all want a little bit of like happy bubble.
I mean, there are so many shows that I'm like, I've heard this is so good, but I don't end up watching it because I'm like, I just can't deal with like icky feelings right now. Like, especially at the end of the day, it's like you're stressed, you're tired. I don't need to deal with some stories, icky feelings. Like,
which is why Gilmore Girls, my own. Well, Gilmore Girls is always on repeat because it's like, I'm happy.
I feel like we all kind of have a show that was like Friends, Gilmore Girls, New Girl, The Office,
it's
whatever.
Just something nice on in the background.
Yeah, that you like go back to. Say Yes to the Dress, whatever, reruns.
Yeah.
And I think the Great British Baking Show.
Great British Baking Show.
I keep second guessing myself.
Whatever. Someone's gonna correct us, I'm sure.
They'd be like, technically. But it's just like a happy place to live. And I feel like we don't really make shows anymore that are kind of like that. Like, I think people are very in it for the drama, but when you think about like Full House or, Gilmore Girls for the most part, The Office, like there are conflicts, but it's not sad per se.
Yeah,
it's not a downer. like it's like wholesome and feel good, and you do learn good lessons about life, and you grow with the characters. That's rare.
Yeah, I think people. Well, I mean, I know I love that. Like I put on the Great British Baking Show. I know it's just going to be like happy and lighthearted, and I like it's still entertaining. You know what I mean? Like it still keeps my attention.
Yeah, like we don't need toxic stuff to just be entertaining.
There's enough of that in like the real world. It's just nice to have a little happy bubble. So I feel like that's why it's been, because I don't even know how many seasons. What is it, like season 12?
I think more than that. I think like 13.
There might be more that have been in like England.
16.
16?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I think they've all been released, I think.
Okay. I would totally go back and watch them all. Like I probably have forgotten, you know,
and not only do you feel good like emotionally, but like it also makes me even like I deserve a little treat.
That's a good excuse for a little treat.
A good that's my British side.
A good excuse.
It's a good excuse. It's just a good excuse to like have a treat. And I feel like it's actually one of those shows that I like put my phone away for.
Yeah, because you got to pay attention, like who's baking what, what the challenge
like watching TV anymore is like, yeah, should we watch a movie? Should we put something on? It's like, yeah.
Who's going to get a handshake from Paul?
You know what I mean, though? Like anymore, it's like,
yeah, I've been trying not to do that.
Watching TV is just like an excuse to just sit there and scroll and kind of like half pay attention.
I hate that.
I've been really trying not to do that.
Yeah.
And with the show, it's like I don't even have to try. Also, the summer I turned pretty. But I don't want any spoilers.
Phone's away for that. Leah's just going to be locked in.
I seriously, oh my God, tomorrow I'm coming for
She's having fun. But yeah.
So excited. But yeah, I mean, I think it's just like at our core, and it's kind of like what we were talking about before of like why we're looking for 90s fall. Also, it does come conveniently like right at the beginning of fall when we're oh, it's a good time to start baking and feel cozy,
getting a little cozy,
have a treat.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, we want that sort of like wholesome, slower pace.
Just cozy vibes.
Though they are times. But like cozy vibes, feel good vibes, like camaraderie vibes. And I can't think of another competition show where everybody at the end, they're like, oh, Megan, I'm just going to miss her so much.
That ends with a picnic with everyone's families, right? Isn't that how they end it? And it's like,
what do you win? It's like you win this plaque and like a picnic.
And the
honor of being the greatest British baking.
Yeah, probably a lot of like followers.
Yeah.
But it's such a good feel good show. So if you haven't checked it out, highly recommend for your feel good fall show.
I'm like,
we'll be enjoying it.
Is there any other show that you can even think of right now that's out that is like that wholesome-y feel?
K-pop Demon Hunters. So that's a movie.
Okay. Do not sleep on K-pop Demon Hunters. So my friend, just a little digression for a second. My friend was like, we're about to watch K-pop Demon Hunters for the third time. And I was like, wait, what? Like we were just hanging out and it came up casually in conversation. She's like, oh, it's really good. It's really good. And I'm like, okay. And then Colin and I couldn't figure out what to watch one night. And I was just like, I can't deal with the whole let's search on Netflix for a half hour to not agree and then rewatch something we've already seen. So I was like, you know what? It's an hour and a half. Let's just do it. Like whatever. And at the end, I'm like, we're going up in the moment. It's so catchy. Like it was so,
it's so catchy,
cute. It was so good. And yeah, so don't sleep on that one. That one is a wholesome one. There is a little conflict, but it, you know, wholesome in the end. Wholesome for everybody in the end.
So I think we're all in the mood for some feel good shows. So like,
especially as we get into cozy season, like maybe as it gets warmer, we're all like, yeah, break out of our winter vibes. But winter,
cozy time,
fall is all about getting cozy, being nice, be nice to each other, a la the British baking.
Go bake something yummy.
Go bake something delish. Get on my level. Questions.
In the inbox. In the inbox.
Okay, that's not our jingle. That's our rap.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'd be better at rapping, honestly. I usually...
But we couldn't think of one single
word
that rhymed.
Okay, I was on the spot. Okay. Anyway.
Rap battle? No, we'll say that for next week.
Yo. So this is what it feels like to match wits with someone else. Oh, someone already wrote that.
Somebody already wrote that, Sarah.
Okay. Anyway, all right, I'm pulling out the
rap
pumpkin.
battle is your own creation. All right, pumpkin pillow for support.
Pumpkin's hanging out. Okay. My boyfriend is the worst texter ever.
Classic.
Yeah, communicate.
My husband did not. Just kidding.
There are a lot of women who would say that. Okay. I've been with my boyfriend for over 5 years, and I have to say, he's the worst texter ever. He'll leave me on red for hours and often only respond once I've double text him. Oh, it's like, what?
Can relate.
Do I have to follow up?
Colin McCune, if you're watching,
So,
if you're listening.
How's it going? Did you see my last message?
All right.
He'll leave me on red for hours and only respond when I've double texted him. When we first met, we were in college and hung out in person all the time, so it wasn't really a problem. This year, we moved about an hour away from each other for internships, and I found myself feeling frustrated and sad during the week when he doesn't respond to me. But as soon as we get together, it's great again. I really love him so much. I don't know how to fix this problem, so I'm not feeling sad and frustrated when we don't see each other in person.
This is so relatable. And especially that you said, like, you dated in person.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you didn't have a period where it was like, you can't just quickly say, like, hey, want to grab coffee? Sure. Right? Like, you didn't have to you didn't have to do any of the texty, flirty stuff. You didn't have to be like, how was your day? It's like, you didn't have to go through that phase, which I would consider you lucky for that.
Yeah.
So one, I think did you say husband or boyfriend? Boyfriend.
Yeah.
So your boyfriend I think this is a sign that he is super comfortable where he's at with you. Like you guys are in like a good cozy spot.
I think some people are just really bad at texting too. Like, I don't understand it. Like, okay, I do because now that like my job revolves around being on my phone, what I would do before, I just wouldn't ever like click into the message if I couldn't respond to it right then. I would just
I
leave
do that
it
too. That's what I do.
marked with the little dot. But now I've gone eye blind to the dot. So I have so many unread messages. Like a lot of them.
And then you go eye blind to the dot for too long, and then you're like, well, now it's too late to respond. And then you're like, I'm so sorry. It's been a month since you text me.
Go eye blind where it's just before, like I'd have a dot, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I had to respond to that. But now it's like I have so many, because a lot of them I get like random like ad messages and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
And I feel like guys, or like sometimes you feel like you respond in your head where you're like, oh, hey, how's it going? And then you're like, oh, I didn't actually.
Or you like lose track of time. Okay. Personally, my husband, Colin McCune, love you. But he's an awful texter too. Because he will do the same thing. Like we can have a conversation via text and it's fine. But it's like if I text him a question, oftentimes he'll like maybe see it and then be like, oh, respond in a minute while he's like reading or something. And then he just
skips out.
Forgets. Or he'll see a notification come up on his phone or on his like watch. And then he'll be like, oh yeah, after I finish dishes. And then it's just on to the next chapter and forgets. And I'm just like, hello. And it's just like, dare I say, men have just like a simpler organization in their minds. It's like, for me, it's like I'm constantly thinking of like right now, right? What am I going to make for dinner? Do I need to go to the grocery store? I need to do this when I get home. What's the next thing Sarah and I are going to film? What am I going to go somewhere on the way from her apartment on the subway? It's like we're thinking about so many things and organizing so many things. And I think men just, their brains don't work that way.
But see, like I'll forget to respond to someone when I have too much going on, like how you're saying all that stuff, and then it's like, oh, it gets lost in the nebulous.
But they get lost in the simplicity.
Yeah, I don't know. Andrew's good at responding.
But Andrew is an organized, regimented individual. We love you. Where he sees it and is like, at exactly 3:23 today, I will respond to my text messages. At exactly 4:05, I will do my Duolingo for 5 minutes. He's just and I feel like
he's not a procrastinator either. But I don't think, because it sounds like this girl is saying that like they're fine when they're in person.
Yeah, and it's like if you double text him, he will respond. But it just takes the extra
it's
little like.
But you don't want to be the nagger. Okay, you don't want to be the nagger.
It comes down to he loves you. He's in a secure place. That's why he's not like.
But you want to feel like
I'm saying it comes down to exactly what I think you're about to say. It comes down to that you want to feel like someone's waiting with bated breath to hear from you, and they get that text from you and they're like, oh my God, it's her. Like I've been waiting all day. And then you text them and then it's like radio silence. You're like, Earth to Mark or whatever, I mean,
like, not even that, like, doesn't even have to be that dramatic, like, oh, they've been waiting all day to hear from me. But you're just
like to be at least like, a little excited.
I want you to be excited enough that I text you.
That you're like, oh, gonna respond to them right now.
Because then you're like, if it kind of goes with the same thought of like, if I never text you,
would you ever contact
text
me? Like,
are you only having this conversation because I'm pulling you along through it?
Yeah.
You know?
And I will say, it's harder now because maybe that was fine when you were in person.
Yeah.
But now that you have this semi long distance situation, you don't have, if we're talking love languages, you don't have quality time. You don't have physical touch. So you have to rely on
the words of affirmation.
The other things, which oftentimes goes to words of affirmation, right? And so I honestly think like talking to your boyfriend about this, I don't know how much you've said in the past. Like maybe you've never said you're a bad texter. Or like
you could even do it joking like, babe, you have not responded to a single one of my messages before I have to send you another text. Like, are you seeing my messages? Are they coming through? You know, like you could just
be
joke.
like, this just keeps happening. You know, do you have me on like no notifications or something?
Like, yeah, maybe try and be jokey. See if he takes the hint. Yeah. If not, because like you said, this, like it wasn't really an issue before.
I think having an honest, like sometimes you have to strategize when you're doing long distance.
Or do you plan like, I don't think that's like a phone call.
Yeah, that could also be another thing. It's like, okay,
we call each other for like 15 minutes while we're making dinner.
Either we make sure we have this set aside time to talk. So maybe you're not talking like during the day as much because he's a bad texter, or it's like hard schedules, but you do have this set aside time. It's like your 20-minute date night.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't have to be crazy long.
Yeah.
Or maybe you call each other in the morning and you call each other at night.
Yeah.
Something like that. So it's an alternate.
Yeah.
Or you do have a conversation about this texting.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, just he might not even be aware of it. If you've never had a conversation, like, I don't know, we don't have that information, but if you've never talked about it, you could just say, I love you so much. I love when we're in person, or say this when you're in person, like, gosh, when we're in person, I feel so close to you. Like it feels so great. Like I'm honestly, I'm really struggling with this being apart. I feel like we're not like, we don't get to talk as much during the day. And like, it honestly hurts my feelings a little bit sometimes. Like, you know, you don't respond to my text, or like I have to double text you. And I would love it if we could come up with like, you know, a way that we talk a little bit more.
Yeah.
Or like, could you be a little bit more on top of your texting, because it really helps me feel like we're still connected during the day.
Yeah. And I don't feel like you have to.
It doesn't have to be accusatory.
No.
But it can be just like an open thing about like, I think we need to find a way to feel like we're really in contact and like close to each other, because we're obviously not close distance wise.
Yeah. Like you don't want to be like, because eventually like the hope is that you'll be back together. Right. So like hopefully this is just like a little blip of like, you're a bad texter, but like eventually we're hopefully gonna like live together and get married and like blah, blah, blah. And like, it's not gonna be an issue.
Honestly, sometimes like, cause Colin and I did long distance for 2 years and often do long distance periods. If I want something too, I will say, like, I'll say, hey, like I'm heading to bed. Can you leave me a little message so I can have something to read in the morning? There is nothing wrong with asking for what you want to, you know, or I would be like, can you just send me a little sweet something? And he would do it, you know? So I also don't think it's wrong to ask for something that you want.
Like put your feelings out there. Like I think you could easily at first, like, you know, if you guys are meeting up for dinner, you could be like, excuse me, did you see like the 4 texts I sent you today? Like,
yeah, say it jokey.
Like,
well, we work in progressions. Here. A little jokey. Then maybe it's talking like, honestly, strategizing.
Yeah.
You know.
Do you remember when I was joking, but like, could you honestly, like, it's hard being apart. I would just so appreciate it if you could respond to my text messages, like, you know, if you're free, like, especially if I know you've seen it,
or send me a message and say, I'm not free right now. Let me get back. Like, yeah, like talk to you in a sec, babe. Just let me know, because
when you leave me on red,
it might be better for you to turn off read receipts. I did that because it was driving me crazy that I would see somebody.
You can turn it off on your end for other people. I thought it was just you could turn it off.
I'm saying have him turn it off.
Oh, yeah, that might be. You're like, can you just turn that off? Because if I see
you can do it for
it,
individual people. So you could just be like, can you turn it off because it's driving me crazy that it's like, I see you've seen the message, but you're not responding. You can throw that into the conversation that you're having. But I think honestly, a lot of it is like slipping in the idea of what you want. And if it's still not coming through, then literally just have a little heart to heart moment of like, let's work on this communication a little bit.
Yeah.
It's not, you're not breaking up with them. You're not being super aggressive, but it's like
just a blip.
You can have conversations about things that you're going to strategize this together.
Yeah. Tell them how you're feeling, and then hopefully you guys will be back together soon, and then it won't be a big deal.
Yeah, it's an easy. I mean, nobody has ever done long distance and said this was a breeze.
Yeah.
Like you got to communicate, you got to strategize. Easy peasy. All right, question number 2. Why do I suddenly feel so old? Those words have never left my mouth.
Has this wrinkle always been here? What's happening?
Exactly. Hi, Sarah and Leah. Question for your podcast. I'm 32 and live and work in Chicago.
Oh,
we love us in
Windy
Chicago.
City.
With my husband. Everyone always talks about turning 30 and suddenly feeling old, but that was never the case for me. I've loved my 30s so far and have felt more confident and happier than ever.
That's awesome.
However, something has changed in the last few months. It's like one day I looked in the mirror and started noticing wrinkles and feeling like my clothes were outdated. I've started comparing myself to the younger girls in my office while also feeling like we barely have anything in common. Not sure if you have any advice or have felt similarly in your early 30s, but this is throwing me for a loop.
Did I not just say like, has this wrinkle always been here?
Oh my God. You're just like,
You're like, what's this?
What's just like a tiny saggy?
Was this just a little bit more lifted? Like a few weeks ago, I swear.
Yeah, you're like, did my lips used to look a little plumper? It's so weird how aging, like some days it hits you that you're like, I'm getting older.
I swear there's something scientific where they said like when you turn, I feel like it's like 34 though, where it's like big milestones where like people see noticeable differences. I feel like it was 34, but
I thought it was 33. So something in that range, kind of like you're talking about.
Where all of a sudden you're like, bang, bang, bang.
Yeah. Because I don't know if I really felt anything turning 30 either.
No.
I feel like more this year as we're approaching 32.
I know.
That I'm like, but like, you get an extra little wrinkle here or there.
In the grand scheme of things, we are still young.
We are
babies. Like when I'm like, that trend is so old now, but where you're like, when I'm 80 and I'm back in my young body, you'll be like, I'm so young, I'm so fresh like a little flower. You know what I mean? So like, it's true.
It's all perspective.
It's true. Like just wait till you're 45 and you'll be like, gosh, I had baby soft skin. Like it is hard though, because it does seem to hit like all of a sudden you look in the mirror and you're like, what's up?
You're like, how do I deal with these?
What's up with my face? What's different?
This emotion over me being older.
And like the comparison where you're like, well, I'm not that much older than them. Like I feel like I still look like them, but why do I feel so different than them? You're like, it just.
And also I think your perspective on life changes as you get
it so does.
older too.
So
where
does.
It's like, even just a couple years emotionally and things like that, you can have gone through a lot and like changed.
Especially if you have kids, you're like, I'm in a different realm.
I mean, we have friends who are like 25 and have kids, and we have friends who are like 35 and don't have kids.
That's true. That's true.
And it's all based off perspective. Like these conversations were like, I don't really have anything in common. Maybe they're talking like, oh yeah, last night was so crazy. Oh my gosh, I'm so tired this morning. Like, can't believe I had 5 tequila shots, or whatever.
Yeah.
And you're like, God, I was at home watching the Great British Baking Show in my pajamas at 7:30 and my fuzzy socks. I went to bed at a healthy 9:30 p.m.
Yeah, clocked out.
When I read a little romantasy, and then
and then turned off the light, turned off my little reading light, went to bed.
Yeah, exactly. And it's hard to compare because you might be feeling old compared to those girls, but then they might be also like, they might feel old, or they might be like, you're so cool. They might be like, you're so cool. And when I think about someone who's older than me, or someone who I'm like, I know they're older than me, but I don't feel like they're older than me, it's when they're so confident in their own skin.
Yeah.
You just have
something to work on that confidence as you age. You're just like, I love who I am. I'm like more secure. Like I definitely do feel more confident as a person as I'm getting older, but sometimes like the outside isn't aligning with that inner confidence. Like men as they get older,
they get cockier and they get cuter.
Most of them, yeah. A lot of them. If they keep their hair, it's like
I love that caveat.
If you have your hair by 35, it's just
Sarah's like, yeah, if they keep their hair.
It's just like I was just talking to someone about this the other day. Like,
though,
do you?
I could go for it.
Name one celebrity that's bald that you like.
I mean, I'm not saying a celebrity, but like, I don't mind.
Okay,
I don't mind like a shaved head, or
Yeah, I guess
I'd rather that than pulling like a full on monk.
That's fine. Yeah, we don't have any monks, but like thinking like George Clooney, no way. Like he has not lost in any cuteness as he's gotten older.
That's true. Yeah,
like just
Patrick Dempsey.
Why can't I think of who Patrick Dempsey is?
He plays at Grey's Anatomy, McDreamy.
Oh, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he still looks great.
You're like, which Patrick are we talking about?
I know. I was like,
He
Patrick
still looks great. Yeah, I mean,
but guys, so like guys look better as they get older.
but
Like
it's
like a
because
fine wine.
mentally too, there's no pressure on them to like, how dare you age? We're like, oh my God, he has the cutest smile line.
I know, right? And if you're like, oh,
And
look
they're
at
like, that woman has
brow.
one tiny smile line. We're like, oh, she's old. She's decrepit.
Yeah, you're like, she doesn't look like a baby. But yeah, so it's an interesting concept being like in your young 30s because you're like, I'm still young, but I'm not as young as I used to be. But I still am like,
But you do see that, you note the changes.
Yeah.
And something our Mama Scoop is always like, well, I'd rather be going this way than going the opposite way. Like, you want to age,
yeah,
right? Like, if you're not aging
is a gift.
then
the alternative
is not great.
But I would say, as someone like you said, you've been confident, you've been loving your 30s so far. Don't lose that. Like, you know, try and keep that confidence going because it seems like you've been in a really good place until now. This is probably just a little like, okay, maybe I've got this little wrinkle now, but like, it's fine.
Don't, in that, all that saying, like, don't automatically think that you're reading people's minds, that you're talking to these girls and that they're thinking, she's so old. Right? Because I think we sometimes teach ourselves that dialogue of like, when we feel insecure about something, we're like, they're talking about my pimple and like no one even notices it, right?
And like no one's actually talking
about
you.
Did you just, God, this, and people are like, I didn't even notice. So, you know, if you're thinking, I have this tiny little furrow, 11 wrinkle now, you're like, they're looking at me. They're staring at my 11s. They're staring at my 11. They're like, just looking at you.
Yeah, just looking at your face.
Or they're like, wow, I love her eyebrows. Whatever.
Yeah.
I think that inner dialogue of like, don't pretend that you can read people's minds or like impose that they think, oh, wow, she's old or she's unstylish. But also let yourself be open to, if you want to try some new trends where you're like, I don't know if I like what I'm wearing. I don't know if I like anything in my wardrobe. Don't feel like, oh, I'm too old to try that trend.
Yeah,
Go for
like
it.
keep it going. Like, try a different style if you want to like play with your fashion.
And I love following some other bloggers who are older than me and at the same age too. But like, especially when they're older than me and I'm like, God, if I could look that good, that, it gives you that inspiration of like, it doesn't really matter what age, you can still look chic and polished and trendy.
It's the feels inside. How you're rocking it.
Exactly. So obviously aging is something that we all have to come to terms with, right? But the alternative isn't great. And you're still 30, flirty, and thriving. 32, flirty, and thriving.
Absolutely.
And keep the morale up. Like, you've got this. You don't like Sarah was saying, don't lose sight of being you're already confident in your 30s, girl.
Treat yourself to a little facial and then you'll be feeling like a baby again.
Fresh baby.
Get on my level. Flying through. We're on our last question. All right. So, I'm working my dream. We'll start this again. I'm working my dream job, but it's destroying me.
Oh no.
2 years ago, I graduated from my master's program and managed to land my dream job. I work in finance, so it's very competitive.
I'm looking for a girl in finance.
5'9", blue eyes. See? Change those lyrics pretty fast. You can think on the fly. So I work in finance, so it's very competitive, and I feel so lucky for this opportunity. Yeah, I mean, landing your dream job, you're like, I'd love to work here. They're like, we'd love to offer you a position.
You're like, I would love to accept that position.
Okay. It's a very demanding job with work hours being anywhere from 10 to 12 hours, depending on certain projects, etc. Yeah, because
I have heard finance is like one of the craziest jobs to work because you're just at the mercy of all sorts of time changes, all sorts of people doing all sorts of projects. You got to like
fit in this meeting. We got to go have lunch with so-and-so, try and get them to join.
Almost
blah, blah, blah.
Almost as many hours as being a blogger.
Yeah, we're just like, I'm like, sorry, I'm answering an email at 10 p.m. You're like in bed. You're like, oh, someone was asking,
sending over this list.
Someone was asking what color my shirt is, what size my shirt is.
It's midnight. It's like, put your phone away.
Yeah, put your phone away.
Anyway, finance.
More lucrative.
So yeah, more lucrative.
10 to 12 hours a day, depending on certain projects. Ooh. I was loving it until about 3 months ago when I met a really nice guy online.
Knew it.
And we started
Called
dating.
Called it.
The problem is, I basically eat, sleep, and breathe this job.
Yeah.
So trying to fit in time to be social has made me realize how unbalanced this job is. I'm starting to feel so much, I'm starting to feel disillusioned with my job, but it's everything I've worked for. Would love some advice.
Nothing like a plot twist thrown in your life to make you question your balance.
Like you're burning the candle at both ends, and sometimes you're just so in the thick of it, you don't like notice.
And when someone else comes into the picture and they're like, God, you work a lot. And you're like, do I? And then you're like, I do.
Well, they're like, you're like just doing your thing, especially if you're single, right?
Yeah, you just do your own thing.
Go to work. Maybe you grab something to eat on the way home and then you just repeat, right? Like maybe you've got friends at work, right? Like you're kind of like.
Yeah, your cup is filled doing the stuff you're doing.
Or you're at least just like in the thick of it. You're like not paying attention. And then.
Head down.
You meet somebody and you're like, oh, well, let's schedule a date. And then you're like, look at your calendar. You're
How
like,
about in November?
I can't do tomorrow because I've got that work thing. And then, I don't get off until 10. And then, then the next day I've got an early presentation.
So we're actually doing something on Saturday this week.
So then you're like, well, crap. Like I really want to get to know this person, but my job is crazy. So like I can see, like sometimes then you try and fit something else and you're like, actually there's no room because my job is really crazy. Actually, and I know like in New York, there's a ton of people that if you work in finance or like even like marketing, sometimes like it's go. You like really do like live, sleep, breathe the job. Like you're eating at your desk, you're like grabbing dinner on your way home.
You're going home at 10 p.m.
And then you start it all over again. So
what to do?
I mean, like, yeah, it's your dream job. Maybe I'm just, I don't know. It's hard. Like to fit something else in, it seems like if you don't have enough hours,
you're like time starved.
Has to change. Like the divisions of time have to change. So like, I mean, I'm not trying to tell you to like get a different job, but like, is there a different like position or
is there something else besides your job? Like, is there, something you usually do on like, I don't know. Could you do a morning little date? Could you grab, schedule coffees or something? Like, is there something where you're like, well, I usually do my Pilates and this time. Could you shift something around? Because I mean, the truth of the matter is there's only 24 hours in a day.
Right. So if you're working 10 to 12 hours, right? So if you went in at 8, got done at like 8, if it's a 12-hour day, like that's a long time. If you went in at 8, got done at 6, like that's not so bad.
But if you got done at 8 and you say, hey, want to meet me right after work?
Yeah. I mean, like,
you can do it.
It sounds like you're trying to fit in both right now and you're feeling a little.
But I think it's like your eyes are opened a little bit.
Yeah, where you're just like, oh, this is my dream job, but like it's wearing me out.
Honestly, like I think COVID was an excuse for a lot of us to experience that, because if you worked a crazy scheduled job or something like that where you usually would be away from home a lot, it's like if you could just work at home and like be with your partner and just be hanging out and you're like, oh, less crazy hours, less crazy commute, you're like, dang, this is nice, right?
Yeah.
You get like a taste. Yeah. You get a taste of
and
what
you go back and you're like, I don't know if I can do that again.
And honestly, it led a lot of people to shifting jobs, shifting schedules, or doing something different on the side.
Maybe you can get like really creative with the scheduling, or like if your job is something where you can like really book it out like every couple of days. I mean, I'm sure if you guys have been seeing each other for a few months, like this person knows your job.
Yeah. And I think that communication of like, this is a crazy week.
Like, it sounds like it's more coming internally. Like, they didn't say anything like this person's saying like
this isn't working out because of your crazy schedule or something.
So like maybe see if you can keep things up. If not, like you might need to rebalance things.
Yeah. And like, is there a different sector of being in finance that is or like, so like I said,
something else in that company.
But it's like, if you truly love this job and you truly love the place that you're at, and it's like a huge deal that you do feel content with, because sometimes we can be like, it's a huge deal, I got this job, and you might be miserable.
Yeah.
Like really analyze how content you are with it. If it's something you don't want to give up, then that's an honest thing of like, can I rebalance my time? Or maybe this relationship, if it's causing issues, then maybe it's not meant to be. Like maybe like, sometimes people date people within their own fields because they are in the depths with you.
Yeah.
You know, so they understand that. But I think that's like last resort. Like, see if you can rebalance a little bit. Are there things that maybe you're
You
like
could delegate a little bit more potentially?
Or is it like, okay, the laundry's just going to go for a late night laundry trip and we're going to do a date instead? Or like, you know, are there things that you can...
That's hard. That's a tricky one. That's very adult.
If the math ain't mathin', something's got to change.
Yeah. So...
Right?
That's a tricky one. We don't want to like tell you what to do, but I would just reflect, try and schedule, see if you can delegate, and hopefully you can fit in some more dates.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you might have found Mr. Right.
I think if you found somebody who's very like understanding and flexible, like that could be a major win.
Yeah.
Also don't like, because sometimes it's easy to impose your own like, oh, this must be stressing them out so much, or like they must be so upset about it, and they might just be like, babe, I get it, it's fine, you know. Like that could also be a reality where you're feeling like you're also trying to read how they're feeling.
Yeah, that could be
so many. Like, I mean, we don't have all the specifics, but
it's still fresh, and
like
it's still 3
early,
months.
Yeah.
So maybe give it like a little bit more time, keep reflecting, see how you're feeling, and go from there. But that's a tricky one. Yeah. I don't
see where all the hours in the day are going.
I don't envy the finance world.
I know. I envy the money from the finance world.
6'5",
blue eyes.
It's 6'5", right? 6'5",
6'5".
I think it's. Yeah, I think
That's
so.
tall, man.
6. I think it's got to be 6'5".
6'9". No.
It's not 6'9". 6'5".
Whatever it is.
Maybe you need to find. Maybe your guy is in finance, and maybe he understands.
Yeah.
Maybe he is
let's
also 6'5" and blue eyes.
You've just found your perfect match.
And on that note, thanks for listening to this week's episode of the Inside Scoop podcast. If you want to be featured on next week's episode, you can send us a DM on Instagram at the Inside Scoop podcast. All write-ins are anonymous, and we can't wait to hear from you next week. Bye.